The year is 52 BC, and Gaul is divided. Ever since the Romans established an influence in the region, pro- and anti-Roman sentiments among the Celtic tribes of Gaul were sowing discord among them. But now the anti-Roman faction had declared a full-scale rebellion. Vercingetorix, the leader of the Arverni tribe, had managed to rally a coalition against the Romans, hoping to drive them out of Gaul once and for all. On the other side, his enemy, Julius Caesar, an established Roman commander with insatiable ambitions in his military and political endeavors. During the early stages of the conflict, the Gauls were gaining the upper hand by effectively utilizing their knowledge of the terrain and using guerrilla tactics. Just a few months before the Battle of Alesia, Caesar had suffered one of his few military defeats at Gergovia. Vercingetorix, attempting to repeat the events of Gergovia, stationed his army in the heavily fortified city of Alesia, hoping to lure Caesar into an engagement on his terms. Caesar, on the other hand, looking to avoid the same outcome, took a meticulous approach by completely surrounding the city and building a network of palisades and trenches around it, looking to isolate the Gallic force and prevent it from acquiring supplies or communicating with its allies. Nevertheless, a small contingent of Gauls managed to sneak through the Roman lines in order to call for reinforcements. The Roman general, realizing he was stuck between a rock and a hard place, had to act promptly. There were two obvious courses of action in front of him, neither of which was favorable for the Romans. He could assault the city, engaging Vercingetorix on heavily disadvantageous terms, a scenario which could lead to a decisive defeat at worst and a Pyrrhic victory at best. The Roman troops were much better trained and equipped than the lightly armored Gauls, giving them a significant advantage in open field battles, but the fortifications of the city swayed the odds heavily in Vercingetorix's favor. Alternatively, Caesar could abandon the siege and retreat, risking getting stuck between Vercingetorix and his reinforcements. But what if there was a third option, one that could make it so that the battle would happen on Caesar's terms? The Romans were exceptionally skilled at constructing fortifications, an activity that Caesar's veteran legionnaires were extremely accustomed to and good at. Caesar ordered the construction of another line of fortifications, facing the opposite way, making his position much more defendable, maintaining the siege of Alesia, while allowing his troops to fight both armies in favorable conditions. The fortifications were erected hastily, before the arrival of the Gallic relief force. Caesar was going all in. He would either emerge victorious from the battle, or be decisively defeated and surrounded by enemy troops with no way to escape. The Gauls launched two unsuccessful assaults on the Roman positions. Both times the Gallic troops on the outer side of the Roman fortifications retreated before Vercingetorix's army could make its way to the Roman positions. Despite their lack of success during these assaults, the Gauls spotted a weakness in the Roman fortifications. Their next course of action was to launch an assault on the weak spot from the outer side, while Vercingetorix's troops attacked the inner side of the Roman fortifications. The fighting was fierce and there were heavy casualties on both sides. After routing sections of the Gallic army on the inner side, Caesar saw an opportunity to sally out alongside some of his elite cavalrymen, personally leading a decisive charge on the Gallic relief force and routing them. Vercingetorix surrendered the following day, marking the beginning of the end of the Gallic Wars, with Caesar emerging victorious and proving his military genius.